Next, I'm going to take this vinyl and make a cover for my bead blast cabinet. So I went out and made some measurements and traced some angles of the corners. And I'm going to try and make it, you know, so it only has the corners stitched. So anyway, we're going to get to work here.
Alright, your bead blast cabinet, the top is 36 inches wide, 24 inches depth. You're going to have a 3-inch overhang. So what I would do is make a rectangle that's 2 feet by 3 feet. Then extend out that rectangle 3 inches on the top, bottom, and both sides. And then we'll resolve the angles. So all we have to do is stitch the corners together, which will give you the angles of the bead blast cabinet.
Okay. So we got to measure it out on the vinyl now.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, so that's 2 feet by 3 feet?
There is 3 2 feet by 1 foot acrylic pieces that I have.
And they were laser cut.
I'm lining them up. They were laser cut, so they should be fairly exact.
Okay, yeah, it's 36 inches.
It's 35 and a half. That's what you said before.
Yeah, actually,
right?
yeah.
So this is perfect.
That was actual measurement.
So I would just like trace this rectangle and then extend this out another 3 inches, because that will be the material that goes in the back,
The
the sides, and then the front.
Okay.
And then you can kind of trim out your larger rectangle, and then we'll resolve the angles after that.
Okay. All right, now we got to measure 3 inches around, all the way around, and make another line around.
That's correct.
All right, so this is all marked out. Now we're going to figure out the angle. Okay, the angles are marked out on all 4 corners. So now what do we do?
Well, we traced off of the bead blast cabinet the angles from the top left and bottom left, front left, and you know, they're the same. And I'm just using post-it notes to communicate those angles directly to the vinyl.
Okay.
Now, we're stitching on top of the black line, which means we're probably going to leave a little bit of extra vinyl that is going to be our
Material you stitch to.
seam allowance.
Okay.
We might get in there after it's stitched just to clip that up, just to free it, but we need like something in there. That way we're not stitching and cutting right on the edge of what we're doing. So what we're going to do is just out each corner, and then we'll clip that piece out, and then we're stitching this black line to that black line.
Okay, and then we can cut the excess out.
And then we'll cut the excess out.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're going to stitch it from this side so you don't see the stitching when it's on the cabinet,
Yep,
right?
we'll stitch it inside out, and then once we're done, we'll flip it inside out to see the right side out.
Okay. I'm a beginner, so it's going to be slow, and I'll probably mess up a few times, but that's how I learn. I got to get my hands dirty to learn. You tell me until you're blue in the face until I do it. Went up to my dad's and retrieved all this vinyl that I had from other projects I've done over the years. These estate sale scissors work pretty darn good. I like them. This was not square on the edges, that's why I'm cutting it all the way around.
Try to make it one continuous cut versus little tiny cuts.
Okay. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. And then because of the angle, I need to take a little off this because I am going to stitch this over just a smidge.
Alright.
So do I need to take this little off this, or should I just stitch it over further? We'll just stitch it over further.
You could stitch it over further, but this, because of this line at an angle in the corner, and this is at a 90-degree angle, this is about a 1/4 inch longer than this corner. So you could either figure out what your seam is going to be, the allowance of it, and roll it over a 1/4 inch more, or cut a 1/4 inch off of this and stitch it together.
I just guess I don't quite I see, like this, if this is stitched on the black line and I'm just going to hold it wrong here. Yeah, I see, that's how much longer it's going to be.
Yep.
Okay.
So it'll hang off a little bit shorter than in the front and back.
Yep. Okay.
Alright.
Get a little video of me doing this. Oh, you are. Whoops. Need to keep the material flat on the table. I think I'm messing up here. Yeah, it's okay. Good enough for the first real project I'm doing. 3 more sides to go. Alright, did the other seam. Now I gotta figure out how far to stitch this in so it meets up here good. Alright, this we cut with a rotary cutter, so that's a nice clean cut. That'll be easier to sew because this is where I just chopped it with the scissors, and because I didn't use the full cut of the scissor, you can see some areas where it's kind of looks funny, but that's the underneath, so it doesn't matter. And also, if I didn't want to see that, we could have rolled it over again and stitched it, so it would have been rolled over twice and then stitch it. So, but this is just a cover for my bead blast cabinet, so this is the way we're doing it. Alright, so the bobbin went empty, so we clipped the thread, so we pulled the thread out of the needle of the machine, And then I just pull this through here like that, and then put this down.
Yep, and you want to hold the thread for a little bit.
Oops, I guess it would help if I turned it on. Whoops.
You gotta hold it until it starts to wind onto itself.
Okay.
Otherwise, the tension will not catch.
Okay. So just feed that through, and then just hold it like this.
Yep, just hold it for a second. Yep. No, you don't want it to flop around. You want it to like carry over onto itself so it doesn't become loose. And then you want to.
What do you mean?
Okay, so as the bobbin's winding, the thread is winding around. You hold this for a little bit so it actually winds around and tightens it, secures it.
Yeah.
Stop it and then clip it. It looks like it didn't wind around enough.
So should I just take it off and start
No,
over?
just let me just clip it in there and then I'd say go for it.
That was the little bit that I had pulled through the machine.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. And then what you want to do is, when you could take this off, you want to clip this where the bobbin is. We'll pull out from where that is and tie this on. This should carry all the way through until the two plates that provide tension for the thread. That way you don't have to rethread it the whole entire machine each time. So just, you want to yank it down there, not there.
Yeah, right. That knot's
It'll
caught.
get caught in there. It'll probably get caught down in there. And then you can tie it off and clip it right near the needle and just put it through the needle. Your bobbin is good to go though. We can take that right off.
Boy, seeing that hole in that needle is... There we go. Okay, and then... Let's see, the arm is off. Now this goes in, I watched you do it, like so, right?
Yep.
Like that.
That's it.
And then the bobbin pushes in here with that ear lined up with that right there.
You push it in. It's pushed. There you go.
And that's it.
That's it.
Put this back on.
You want enough thread that you
Yeah.
can pull on it, right?
No, I don't want to break the needle.
If you raise the foot, it'll pull out much faster. Remember how the
Oh,
tension?
yeah,
Remember how the
totally.
tension lessens in this
Okay.
area?
Yep. Oh yeah, that thing goes in and out when you raise it.
So if you want to pull the thread through the needle, just make sure that you lift the foot up.
And then this will bring the thread up from the bottom of the machine.
Yep. It should catch.
Am I going the wrong way maybe?
Yeah,
Should I go this
are.
way?
Yeah. There you go.
No. Nope.
Do it again.
Let's see, I was doing this way.
That's backward. That's forward. Did you leave not enough of a tail? Lift it up. There you go. There it is right there. You just gotta pull it through. Got it? That's it.
Okay, that's a little bit of a learning experience. Okay. Alright, now what do I do with, I ran out of bobbin thread at the end of this stitch. Do I just restitch the end of that?
Where at?
Right here.
Oh, you're fine. That's
Okay.
right, yeah. Good place to end.
Okay, so this is the, I just stitched a little in because I thought you said that we cut a little too much off to, so they, you know, will meet up.
We'll make them meet up.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yep.
Yeah, it came out alright for a beginner. First time. So now we're going to stitch the corners up and go see how it fits on the blast cabinet. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah, one more corner and we'll go put it out, see if it fits the cabinet. So, alright, let me get this pinned up. I guess it came out alright. Got a little nib of thread to cut off there, but we'll go out and throw it on the cabinet. The reason why I didn't make it bigger was I didn't have enough. This is just scrap vinyl I had, and I didn't have enough to make it go all the way down. I just want to keep the top of the cabinet clean of overspray and things when I'm working in the garage. Came out nice, fits the thing nice. This way my gloves won't, you know, I didn't want it to hang down too much, so when I sweat working in there, those can dry out. And there's a hole in the back here where it sucks in for the vacuum, and I just want the cabinet to breathe. And again, plus I didn't have enough vinyl to bring it all the way down, so that's why, you know, and the vacuum and the light switch there. But that'll protect the you know, the top from getting oversprays and solvents or anything if I'm monkeying around in here. I don't want to ruin the lens or anything, you know, just try and keep it clean, neat. So, and plus I got to play with the sewing machine. So there we go. Project with the new machine using scrap vinyl, just practicing. One of my tubers, Peggy Lewis, told me about this other YouTube channel called The Lucky Needle. And he does car upholstery and shows how to do it and what needles and threads and, you know, basically how to do upholstery. So I've been watching that. Really a good channel. So if anyone wants to get into learning how to do some upholstery work, that's actually a pretty good channel. There's a couple other ones I watch, but that one's, you know, he pretty much all covers the bases and he does cars. The other ones I watch, they do furniture and things like that. I want to mostly do cars. I'll do some furniture, but I think most of the stuff I'm going to do is cars. But if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, and thank you for watching. And the 4 o'clocks are in bloom. These are open in the daytime, and they're little red star-like flowers. And then these are open in the evening all night until morning. They smell really nice. That's what the whole plant looks like. I absolutely love it. It's one Tom did for me, the one that told me about the Catalina. He's an artisanal gardener. So in the past years I grew tomatoes, and one year I grew cucumbers, and they kind of fizzle out by this time of year. So I told him I wanted something that would not fizzle out and would be colorful, and I wanted to hide that wooden half barrel. So yeah, that looks amazing. Kind of get the picture of what it looks like.